So we are in day 2 of what the New Mexico government has decided to call the 2-week reset. Yes, I know. Unfortunate event of naming there, the Great Reset and all. I know. And I just wanted to talk about what has changed, what is different, and what I see from my perspective. Now, the 2-week reset, let me show you what I'm talking about here. This is the signs going onto the roads. Every single one of those Department of Transportation warning signs says right now, 2-week reset, stay at home, stop the virus. I know that you can't see some of them. It's the nature of the camera. I don't know why the camera doesn't show all of it, but if you try to take a video of it, it just shows these lights all spinning and you can't read anything. It took about 14 shots with the camera to try to catch it, so it was somewhat readable, but I finally got it. So, what have I noticed? What is going on? What is different? What is the same? Overall, nothing drastic is different. Nothing drastic. There are lots of medium to small changes. One notable change, there's definitely less traffic. Another notable change, some of these places, these big places that I go to work in, these great conglomerate box chains, now when you go in, you have to do a questionnaire, get your temperature taken. And one of the questions is kind of interesting to me. One of the questions says, have you been around a group of 5 or more people? And it says on the top that if you answer yes to any of these questions, that you cannot be allowed entry. But here's my thing. No, I don't generally off work hang around a group of 5 people, COVID or not. I just don't. I enjoy having a group of small, tight friends. Mean something. But just by stepping into your business, I am now in a position where I am with more than 5 people. So how do I answer that question? Well, before entering this establishment, I wasn't around 5 people, but now after entering this establishment, I'm around 5 people. But if I'm around 5 people after entering this establishment, I have to go on to a 2-week quarantine. So wait a second. So you're telling me I can do one job in 2 weeks? Because if I'm telling the truth, see, these questions in COVID is going to make a liar out of all of us. If you answer these questions truthfully, okay, all these businesses I go into have more than 5 people in them, so yeah, I'm around more than 5 people. I understand their context. They're saying 5 people after hours. But what's the difference if I'm working on a hard job and it takes 3 hours to do and I'm inside the store around 20 people, 20 employees? Then that means I'm around 20 people for an extended period of time. So then that negates the very same thing that it's so confusing. So confusing. Oh. Nobody can answer it quite right for me. Restaurants. Again, you go out to eat and you have to give your name and phone number and things like that. Now, dine-in eating is now virtually closed. There are some places that are skirting the edge of it. They're designating portions of their inner dining as outer dining and partitioning it. Whether that's going to fly, I don't know, but you have to understand. All this is doing is making the big box companies rich and making the poor companies broke and out of business. So these little mom and pop shops are doing everything they can to stay afloat, everything they can to pay their bills, everything they can to keep their children clothed, fed, housed. Look at it from their standpoint. They're pulling out their hair. They're scared. They don't know what's coming from what. And yeah, these little shop owners are getting an attitude because they're scared. And I see it. I know it. And I'm the guy that brings them 1,000, 2,000, 10,000, whatever it is, dollar bills repeatedly. Not bills as in dollar bill spending, but bills as in here's your bill that you need to pay. I wish I was able to bring them tens of thousands of dollars. They'd love me then. Boy, they love you when you're going in to fix things, but they don't love you when you're going in to bill. But what are you going to do? They're drowning, and they see it. So from their standpoint, they have a choice between COVID and poverty. And I would bet you bananas to dollar bills that most of them would rather take their chance and take good precautions. Mandatory masks, I got it. Clean, I got it. But they'll do whatever they can to try to stay open because they want to make it too. They don't like seeing their children starve either. They don't like the idea of thinking that they're not going to have a place to live either. And there's no help this round. Last lockdown, we got a little bit of financial help. This lockdown, we're on our own. We're on our own. We don't have any extra help anywhere. I'm in a lucky position where, quite honestly, I'm fine. I'm good. I don't even have to work if I don't want to, but I choose to. Number one, I'm a greedy SOB, and I want to make sure I have a good base for the future. I want to make sure I have a base. And number two, I've tried the whole not working thing, and it sucks. I don't like it. You get bored. Your favorite video games become old, and you don't want to play them. And the things that you do that you thought you'd have fun are fun for a while, but after a while, you're just like, my days are getting long. And I like the extra money, and I like the idea that I'm helping people out. But I don't see much change from my standpoint. And that's the point. If I were poor, if I were dirt poor, this would devastate me. But because I'm not dirt poor, I'm not rich, but New Mexico standards, maybe I am, but national standards, certainly not. It doesn't affect me that much. And because I gumption down when I was homeless and went through college and I have paperwork, I am in a career that is essential and pays well, and yeah, there will never be a shortage. But I see everybody around me suffering. So in gist, here's my update. Not much has changed from my standpoint other than I'm busier than ever and I'm making more money than ever, as is everybody else that's on this side of the poverty fence. But all around me on the other side of the poverty fence, I see people failing and drowning and suffering and worried and fearful. 2-week reset. What exactly are we resetting? Kind of seems to me like a little bit like maybe we're resetting people's lives a little bit. 2 weeks. A lot of these people I know are paycheck to paycheck. 2 weeks. 2 weeks, no paycheck. And they've already got the looming rent moratorium, eviction moratorium, forgive me, ending. What are you going to do? What other thing could ever bring a nation to its knees? I don't know. But that's my standpoint. From a personal standpoint, it's good. From a personal standpoint, I love it. From a financial standpoint, couldn't be better. From an American standpoint who loves this country, could be a lot better. Give me your thoughts and your opinions, comments, likes, a share. A share would be cool. See you guys in the next one. The next video will be up here just a little bit. Stay tuned.